My name is Kensani Maposa, born and bred in a small community called Sinzela, located in Gauteng, Randfontein. I lived with both my parents, and it has been a privilege to see them walk in the purpose that God has given them in pastoring a church called Jesus' Lord Christian Center, located within Sinzela. A little bit about myself. I grew up in a very underprivileged community where I was exposed to school dropouts, teenage pregnancy, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, high rates of unemployment, as well as many more things. People in my community have been trapped in poverty mindset and have been in a bubble for so long. It's hard for them to dream beyond their reach. It's almost as it's impossible. And that was me many years ago. Never thought I'd make it out of a community like Sincere. Never thought at some point I would travel to a country like the United States ever in my life until God stepped in. I believe that God had given me so much grace considering the foundation that I had and a place that I grew in. It's a miracle that I even did well on my primary, secondary, then leveled up all the way to tertiary without failure. And that was when God started to revive the dream that I've always had when I was little to come to the United States. I saw it as impossible, and I didn't even want to convince myself. Something was pushing deep in my heart, in my soul, and I found myself praying. I remember taking some time out, praying for 21 days, asking for direction and asking the Lord if this was truly from Him. And this was my prayer to Him: Lord, if this is truly from you, then you're gonna make it easy for me, because at the time I did not have the resources, I did not have the money, I did not have whatever it took to get myself to the United States. And after the prayer, something amazing happened. My father happened to be in a place where his friend was having a conversation with their daughter, and the conversation was about an opportunity that the Lord has already spoken to me about. And that for me was a confirmation. My mind was blown away. I never thought God would actually do it. Well, that was just the beginning of my testimony. Now, there was last thing that I was trusting God for, and that was one thing that was going to determine if God truly wanted me to come to the United States. I needed to pay 20,000 rent for the program fee, and at the time I was unemployed. I did not want to bother my parents. 20,000 rent is a lot of money in South Africa. Now, I trusted God. I prayed. I remember telling the Lord that I don't know how I'm gonna get this money, but if you truly really want me to go over there, you will make it possible. And let me tell you something. That was when the Lord brought Abba and Vaughn into my life. Here is how it happened. I went to church with my father as usual, and Brother Vaughn happened to be there. He called me and told me, I heard your dad saying you have a dream to go to the United States, that God has spoken to you about it. And I said, yes, that is true. And he said to me, well, we would like to sponsor you. Like, I could not believe my ears. I was amazed, and it really touched my heart, because that is exactly what I had prayed for. That is the conversation I've had with God prior to that incident. And from then onwards, Abba sponsored my dream to come to the United States. Not only my dream, but God's promise upon my life. And that's when I got into the partnership with Abba as their ambassador. I have seen what Abba has done, not only for me, but for my community as a whole. I really thank God that I get to be part of what Abba is doing, because I get to give back to my community. I get to serve my community, which I believe this is what God has me in this country. I really hope my testimony will make a difference and that many other lives will be inspired out there.